Welcome to the Buried Pixels, digging up the past, one game at a time. Stick around, will you?
Hey guys, Retro Gaming Maniac here, and welcome to this episode of the Buried Pixels. And today we are looking at a game called BoomBots for the PlayStation 1. So BoomBots was a game that I played a lot with my friend. It's one that he had, and I would go to his house and we'd just play BoomBots for hours. I didn't know anything about it, had never heard about the game, and it kind of, for me, just came out of nowhere. But it's a game that I really enjoyed for its humor, its wacky character design. A lot of the voice lines and the jokes and the cutscenes were just so good. So a little backstory on this game. It was actually released for the PlayStation 1 in 1999, and it was designed by a person named Doug Tenopple. I hope I'm saying that right. But he designed some of the original BoomBots designs, and then he ended up showing it to Steven Spielberg with DreamWorks, and it got approved to be created. And they got the development team called Neverhood Inc. to develop the game. And looking at the notes here, that was actually, unfortunately, the last game that Neverhood created, which is a real shame because I feel like this game, to me, it does something special. It brings back a lot of memories, not only because I played it a lot, but just the game itself has a lot of humor that's just really funny, and it uses a claymation look in the cutscenes, which to me was really cool, and at the time was popular to do in the 90s, I think. And it reminded me of a show I used to watch called Bump in the Night, which was just a very wacky, weird, fun show that I used to watch, and to me this like really reminded me of that show.
Make it hot, my name is Mr. Bumpy. I go bump, 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 yeah, bump, 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 bumpity bump, everybody bump, 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 bumpity yeah. He goes 100 miles an hour, he's doing dynamite. His name is Mr. Bumpy, he goes something and die.
So this game, if I had to describe it, it's basically a top-down arena-style 1v1 fighting game. If you know anything about the game Power Stone for the Dreamcast, I would say it plays similar to that. It's a very fun game. Each character is very unique. Now, they all kind of play similarly, but they all have very unique designs and voice lines and just looks to them. They're very funny, very wacky. That's what makes this game so fun. It's just its wacky, fun nature. Similar to that of like Munch's Odyssey, if you've ever played that. A very weird and quirky game. And this game just excels in that genre. And it's something that you don't see too often anymore. And it's something that, to me, was very popular in the 80s and 90s, and it's a shame that we don't have that many games like this anymore with this style. It brings back a lot of memories, like I said, like that TV show Bump in the Night. So the game features 15 characters and 15 levels. You only start with 10 initially, and then as you beat the game, if you're able to beat the game without losing at all, you start unlocking more characters and more levels as well. But the gameplay is pretty fun. It's an arena style, like I said. You have your basic attack. So your basic attack consists of a machine gun that you can use to shoot your opponent. It does minimal damage, but it is a way of inflicting damage. You have a rocket that you can shoot from your wrist, and it can be a straight shot, or you can just go and hold it down and guide it to wherever you want. You also have a air missile or rocket that you can shoot up, and it'll kind of go up and then come down on top of your opponent. You have a grab button, which will kind of initiate a special attack. And you can also do a deflect using the L1R1, where if somebody shoots an enemy missile at you or something like that, you can spin and knock that missile back at them. Now, they can also spin and knock it back, so it's like a back and forth game. And every time you reflect it or deflect it back to them, it gains power. So that's going to be something. It's kind of a risky thing to do. Like, you want to, deflect that back to the enemies, but be careful because they can hit it back, and then it's just going to get more powerful each time. There's little yellow orbs laying around that you can pick up, and these allow you to power up your weapons. So like the more orbs you have, you see your little power bar at the top, that will build up. If it builds up all the way completely, you'll unleash a special attack, which is great for just dealing massive damage. And it doesn't last very long, so you really need to learn how each character's specials work so you can make the best use of them. But in general, just picking up the yellow orbs and just shooting missiles and anything you can do like that is going to deal a good bit of damage. There's not much melee combat aside from spinning, like deflecting. When you get right on top of somebody, you can either grab them or deflect and like hit them with the spinning arms. but there's a lot of ranged attacks. It makes for a lot of fun gameplay. The levels are fun. The music isn't anything special. It's kind of hidden in the background, but where this game really excels is just the voice lines and the designs of the characters that really bring these characters to life and make them really stick out and have their own personalities. It's really fun to play as these characters and listen to some of their voice lines and just how they play.
Bring it on, Gotcha! Booyah!
2,
Howdy, partner!
1. Fight.
Like I mentioned earlier, this game has some really funny cutscenes, and they're all in claymation style, so it's really fun to just watch these. And that's my favorite thing about this game, is just not only the gameplay is fun, but beating that boss or that, enemy in single player just to get to the next cutscene is really fun. After the cutscene, you usually have like a little mission overview from Dr. Pick. He's going to go and basically tell you who you're fighting next and what to do and what not to do. And he always ends the conversation with like, hey, if you beat this person, I'll give you this. It's always something really crazy and random. Like I think at one point he's like, I'll give you the state of Arizona or something crazy. Or I give you a lamp I found at the yard sale. So it's really funny, and all this meaningless stuff that he's like offering you is just outlandish, but it's funny. Anyways, this game is really fun. It's one that I suggest just giving it a try. It was a failure upon launch, like commercially, critically. It just got bad reviews. I'm not sure why. I think people were expecting something and then got this, and maybe they were disappointed. But to me, I love this game. And I can tell that the designers put a lot of effort into this game. So it's a real shame when a development company tries to make a good game and then they end up just going under. It's really sad. Now, when you do beat this game, you actually get to see kind of a behind the scenes of how this game was made by the developers. And it's really cool to watch. I suggest, trying to find that. If you don't have the game, you can go on YouTube and find it and just watch it. But it's a shame that this company went out of business. The developers all looked really, really cool and just like fun people to hang out with. And there's a lot of like fart humor and stuff like this and toilet humor in this game. And it shows some of the behind the scenes of them, coming up with some of this stuff and just cracking each other up. So it's a shame that they went out of business. And let's show them some love. Give this game a try if you haven't played it. Once again, BoomBots on the PS1. I think it's a worthy game. I don't understand the reason it got so much hate. I think we should make this game popular again. And really, if there's any developers that can see this or any other video of us showing appreciation to this game, I think that would mean a lot to them. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.